Okay, great. Now I can see. Now, yes, guys, Anxiety Toolkit is the workshop that we have today, and specifically this this topic is very important because anxiety is known to be the common cold of mental health problems. You know, it is very much there. The statistics. I'm going to tell you some statistics in India that are applicable. One in seven Indians are suffering from anxiety. Almost, okay, to be very honest with you, 6.5 of our population, 6.5 to 7% of our population is suffering from some or the other mental health concern, and that amounts to almost 90 million individuals or 90 million Indians who are suffering from mental health issues, right? So this is the statistics that we have today. And guys, you know, one thing that really astonished me was that our entire budget, the budgeting for the mental health patients, there is, for each mental health patient there's only 0.33 paisa, only 0.33 paisa per mental patient. That's what our budget system is currently. So we can clearly see there is lack of awareness, there's so much of stigma, and also we have less professionals, right? So this is the current stark situation, and we really need to all come forward and do a lot about this. So 46 million individuals are suffering from anxiety, and 47 million individuals are suffering from depression. This is the current statistics in India. I'm looking at the 2017 report. This is 2017 report. Guys, everyone on mute, please, because I can still hear some disturbances from here and there. Okay, if you guys are joining late, please be on mute. So this is what the statistics looks like in India. And you know, the World Health Organization, WHO, defines health not only physical health, but physical health, mental health, spiritual health, economic health, social health. All these five factors together define health, right? And there is no health without mental health. We know that. Looking at the current corona situation, we all know how important it is to concentrate on our mental health, right? So there is no health without mental health. So these are the statistics that we have. This is also the budget that we are spending on our on our patients who are suffering from mental health concerns. And if we look at the professionals, the number of professionals that we have, the number of professionals are only less than 5,000. I'm talking about certified professionals. I'm not talking about enthusiasts and volunteers. I'm looking at here certified professionals. So you need to understand something, that we really need to become certified and professional mental health practitioners. And this is the start that I would want to say to all of you here. I hope you guys can hear me. If yes, just nod, keep nodding. So I can just get, because there are some members who are saying they are unable to hear. So please connect, please make sure your cords are proper, and you are able to connect with your Wi-Fi. And please be on mute, guys, otherwise I'll have to keep repeating this. Okay. So now what I'm going to bring your attention to is, we have only 5,000 professionals. So we all should try to become professionals and certified practitioners here, right? So don't take this workshop to be a technique based workshop or a practitioner's workshop. No, it is not. That's why there is no certificate given here. It is an awareness based workshop. We will be covering with our certified workshop soon, but this is an awareness based workshop. Anyone who is suffering from mild, moderate, severe anxiety, do not take this skills that I'm going to discuss to be as the only treatment plan. No, if you are having issues right now, and if you are unable to handle them, if they are disturbing your individual life, your social life, and your work life, please seek help. How to seek help? Two steps. First is, seek help by visiting a psychiatrist. It is not it is not a mandatory thing that just because you entered a psychiatrist's room, he's going to give you medicines. They will assess only. If needed, they will give you medication. Otherwise, they will shift you to psychotherapist or a therapist. Now, who is a therapist? A therapist is a person who will help you. He's a professional or she's a professional who will help you to manage your emotions and behaviors well, right? And they will help you with guiding, they will help you building some skills. They are not going to give you advice, but they will build skills to manage your emotions. If anyone wants any contact of psychiatrist in Mumbai or anywhere else, if I can provide, I will provide. So email me. I'm myself a practitioner of CBT and REBT. These are the two therapies that my workshop also talks about: cognitive behavior therapy and rational emotive behavior therapy. I know they are big names. Leave the names. We'll understand the essence through this workshop, right? So what is the motive of these therapies? They help you to manage your thought process well. So if your thoughts are well, automatically your actions will also improve, right? And many a times, many patients or clients, what they do is they either will take medication but not do therapy, or they will take therapy and not take medication. Now both need to go simultaneously, parallelly. So please don't ignore the importance of therapy and don't ignore the importance of medication. Hmm? Right. Now, once I've told you this, now the next part that I'm going to concentrate on is what is anxiety. Because we are talking about anxiety toolkit, let us understand what is anxiety. Layman's understanding of anxiety is, in anxiety we get what if thoughts. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if I don't get well? What if I suffer? We completely we get entangled into these what if thoughts, right? So anxiety is about the what if thoughts. And second important facet of anxiety is, in anxiety we are fearful about the consequences of an event than the event itself. So we really are more anxious about not that I will fail, but what will happen if I fail. So we are not anxious about I will lose this person, but we are anxious about what will happen if I lose this person. So the possible consequences which we think in our mind, we get anxious about the possible consequences and not just the event. So this is the definition of anxiety. Tomorrow, if anyone asks you what is anxiety, two things you should remember. One is what if thoughts, what if this happens, what if that happens, and second is you are anxious about the consequences than the event itself. Go back to your life. Think of a situation when you were anxious and tell me, wasn't it the consequences that you are most anxious about? What if my child doesn't take care of me? What if my child fails? And then there is a string of thoughts there. If she fails, no one is going to support her. She will be dependent on someone, and then people will not cater to her needs, and she will be left all alone. So we come to those possibilities. Obviously those are what you say, harmful possibilities. Okay, Simran, just nod if you can hear me, because I saw you join now again. Just nod. Okay, good. Now, so this is what the definition of anxiety is, right? We have understood the definition. Now, what we are going to do today is we are going to understand how to manage our anxiety looking at some simple tools. Definitely, these are simple, but they're research tools. Okay, I'm not saying something from my experience. Obviously, experience definitely helps, but these are scientific tools based on CBT and REBT therapies. But these are I'm just going to give you a glimpse. I'm just going to show you where we are going, but entirely पूरा आपको नहीं दिखा रही हूँ मैं वो, because इतना time भी नहीं है. We have only 1 hour, right? So at the end of the session, you might be like, more. I wanted something. That can definitely happen, but that's how it is. You have to maybe we'll have to have more lengthy sessions for that, right? Again, a highlight factor here: don't take this as a treatment plan. Don't make that mistake. He attended a workshop of anxiety toolkit. Now I know how to manage my anxiety. No, you might have got some glimpse into it. Management के लिए ज़्यादा time भी लगेगा. Okay. Now, what if I tell you that the entire toolkit of anxiety can be summed up into 4 words? It's that simple. No, it's not that simple. But just the 4 words together together is going to make our anxiety toolkit. Now, what are those 4 words? Those are we can manage it. That's it. We can manage it. And we are done with our workshop. If I say this right now, we are just done. You guys will throw me off, or I don't know what you're going to do. But these are the 4 words which are going to be a part of our anxiety toolkit. How? See, I try to develop this kind of often, you know, what you say, an acronym for all of you, so that you remember the next time anyone talks to you about anxiety. We can manage it. This is what you need to remember. But each alphabet in we can manage it, each alphabet is a skill in itself. W, I'll tell something to you about that. W, that is a skill. E is a skill. So each alphabet becomes a skill, right? So in all, if we can count WECANMANAGEIT, we have like 13 skills with us. So our workshop is going to end with these 13 skills, and each skill uh, individually, independently, is as effective as it is in combination. So the W, let's start with the W. You know what the W is. So the W is welcome constructive anxiety in your life. That's what the W is about. Welcome constructive anxiety. Now, remember something here, that anxiety is, see, any emotion, whether it is a disturbing emotion, definitely we're talking about disturbing emotions right now. Any disturbed emotions has both sides to it. There is also a helpful side and also an unhelpful side, right? So in anxiety also there are both the sides. Anxiety is also helpful at many times, and it is also unhelpful. Like for example, today when I'm doing this seminar or this workshop with you, I also had excitement and a bit of a tension. I don't know how it is going to go. New participants, most of them I don't know, etc. So this is known as the helpful anxiety or constructive anxiety, which definitely helps you to do your work well, to give your best to your job, to also come up with problem solving solutions, and it makes you more creative. So that's the nature of constructive anxiety. So we are going to understand that we are not going to eliminate anxiety from our life. That is not the goal. People who are suffering from anxiety, the goal is not to eliminate anxiety but to build constructive anxiety. That is the goal of anyone who suffers from any disturbed emotion, right? That's why first only we have mentioned what is the goal. Now you would ask me how to do this, how to build constructive anxiety. That would be your next question. Now, to answer that question, we have all the other skills. So all the 12 alphabets are going to help you to achieve this W, welcoming constructive anxiety in your life, right? So you understood what the goal is. The W stands for welcoming constructive anxiety. Now let's look at the E. E, the next E alphabet. The E here stands for experience anxiety as an unwanted guest. You have to learn to experience anxiety as an unwanted guest. Now, some of you might be, in maybe you might be surprised that what is she talking? Experience anxiety as an unwanted guest, guys. I told you something, that we cannot avoid anxiety, right? So we cannot avoid anxiety, but we have to learn to experience it as an unwanted guest. Matlab kya? See, whenever we get anxious, if you observe carefully, the anxiety doesn't stay forever. The intensity keeps on changing, the intensity keeps on varying. Maybe at one moment it would have been very, very high, later it just subsided, then it is normalized, then again it is high. So emotion like anxiety is nothing but, the intensity keeps varying. So it is like an unwanted guest. It will come, but it will also go. So when I say experience anxiety as an unwanted guest, I'm actually pointing out to the temporary nature of anxiety. Anxiety is temporary, it is definitely not permanent, right? So you need to understand this, that you have to experience it as an unwanted guest. Now why I'm calling it unwanted is because anxiety is not peaceful. I'm not going to tell you anxiety is very positive, it is very peaceful, you will be all right. No. When you are experiencing anxiety, you will have lot of difficulty, there will be lot of discomfort, you will feel very, very uncomfortable. That is true. But keep in mind always ki ye chala jane wala hai, this is temporary. I know I'm feeling it right now, but this is also going to pass. The emotion is going to pass, it will again come back, but it will again go. That emotion is not going to stay with you. And many a times I've seen patients who are suffering from anxiety, they think that their anxiety is going to remain with them forever, and they get more anxious because of it. तो ये हम लॉजिक, ये हम मतलब इलॉजिकल नहीं बोल सकते इसको, बट वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द नेचर ऑफ एंजाइटी, दैट्स व्हाई वी गेट crippled by it. Okay, so the W is welcome constructive anxiety. E is experience anxiety as an unwanted guest. Tell me, all of you, we all have some unwanted friends, some unwanted guests, some unwanted relatives, some unwanted family members in our life. जिनको देख के थोड़ा हमें ऐसा होता है अरे आज आले वाटतं हाँ ठीक है. So ऐसे we feel a bit discomfort, you know, आज आ गया क्या ये, हाँ ठीक है आने ही वाले थे छोड़ो. तो what happens is these unwanted guests also, can we avoid them always? Now some of you will tell me yes, I too can avoid, but some people can't avoid always. So some people can't avoid, so then what they do, they try to live with them for that some time. तभी उनको कितना अनकंफर्टेबल लगता है कि कब जा रहे ऐसे ही वहां पे ही फोकस होता है, बट स्टिल दे कैन सर्वाइव लिविंग विद एन अनवांटेड रिलेटिव ऑल्सो. सो सेम थिंग विद एंजाइटी ऑल्सो. ऐसा लगेगा कि अरे कब जाएगा, बट tell yourself that it is temporary. I will feel a bit difficult, but this is going to not last with me. But never run away from anxiety. More run away, more it catches you. That you have to remember something. See, the more we run away from difficult events in life, they will come to your door only. They will knock your door only. Right? So don't run away from it. So WE, we are clear. Welcoming constructive anxiety, experience anxiety as an unwanted guest. Now let's look at the C. We are looking at the can factor now. So we are looking at the C. Now C is create awareness about your negative thoughts. Create awareness about negative thinking patterns. So create awareness about negative thinking patterns means what? Means any disturbed emotion that you feel, okay? It is linked to the way you think. So the way you think is the way you feel. Primarily, the way you think influences the way you feel. So any difficult emotion like anxiety is also connected to what you are thinking to yourself. And we need to understand what thinking we are doing. The problem is we are not very observant of our own thoughts. We are observant about what others are thinking about me, but we are not observant about what I am thinking about my own self. Or we are too observant. दोनों भी extreme है. We don't want to be too observant also, and we don't want to be completely ignorant. We have to somewhere be in the middle. So you have to observe and understand what negative thinking patterns you have. Generally with anxiety, the negative thinking patterns, are what? I can't do this. I won't be able to achieve my goal. I am incompetent. This is the highlight feature of anxiety. I'm incompetent. They think that they are not competent to handle the situation. So I'm incompetent, or I'm helpless, I'm vulnerable, I'm weak, I cannot do anything right. All these are negative thinking patterns associated with anxiety. So be aware about them. Now someone will ask me how to be aware. Simple step is make a diary. Or even in your WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, even in your notepad on your phone, you can make a diary of what negative thoughts you had each day and just make a list of them. It will create awareness, okay, to in your life about the negative thinking patterns. See, because self-talk is most important. What you tell yourself will only determine what will happen, what will happen with you. Because external life events we can't control. We know that now. The corona-19, it has clearly told us this, that external life events we can't control. Anything can happen anytime, and this is clearly the case. Right? Tomorrow we may not be even together, maybe, to have this kind of a workshop again. So we don't know. So what is the next moment? We are not sure of that. So external life events are not in our control, but how we respond to them. Response mechanism is definitely in your own mind only. Right? Because I've seen people who have gone through worst life situations. They're hit by corona. Their entire family is hit by corona. I have had one of an encounter like that. Like, just I heard the entire family got hit by corona. Wife passed away. Still, they are willing to survive. That's how it is. Your response mechanism is the most important. And it lies in your mind only, not with your father, not with your mother, not with your sister, not with your boyfriend or your husband. It lies with you. Very important this is. Okay, so C is create awareness of your negative thinking patterns. Make a diary. Now what to do with it? So the next step, the A is you have to analyze those negative thoughts. Don't just leave them. What happens with us, we know we are thinking negative. We tell also others, Arey, mujhe pata hai, I'm thinking negative. I should not think negative like that. But what do you do with that thought? Don't let it just go. And even if we let it go, it is fine, but we don't let it go. We believe it. That's the problem. So the A is analyze your negative thoughts. So what you are going to do here is ask that thought, that question that thought, that whatever I'm thinking right now, is it my own idea or is it a fact? Is it coming out of my own imagination and my own idea, or is it a fact? Fact matlab kya? Fact matlab in Marathi we say vastu sthiti, right? Fact is something that is happening. So is it a fact or is it your own idea or own imagination? Many a times anxiety is more influenced by our own imaginations. So I'm not blaming the patients or the clients or you guys or myself that मैंने खुद को ही anxiety पैदा किया. I'm not saying that. I'm saying कि largely our thoughts only influence. So check them, analyze them. So how to analyze? I've given you one skill there. You have to analyze by asking the question, whatever I am thinking, is it my own imagination or idea, or is it a fact, or is it a true situation? This is most important. Most of our anxiety stems from our own imaginations. मैं जॉब पे फेल हो जाऊंगी, मैं इंटरव्यू पे फेल हो जाऊंगी, he will reject me. But who knows, he might not reject you. You might not fail in your job interview that bad. Probably you may not be accepted, but you might be proud of the way you gave the interview. We don't know the possibilities. So why this analysis is important, why it is important is because we should learn to look at possibilities in life. And I know it is very hard. See, I'm not saying that it is easy. Definitely it is hard to live a life like this. A more aware life is always hard to live, right? Just living like that, the way the wind goes, it is very easy to live like that. But to live a more aware life, it takes a lot of effort. And I'm also not, you might think I'm very competent and very effective. No, that's not true at all. I have my own struggles, which I'm struggling with. But definitely this awareness has helped me in my life. That's why I'm trying to give you this. This awareness itself helps a lot. Okay. So C is catch your negative thought patterns, thinking patterns. A is analyze those thinking patterns. The question is, whatever I'm thinking, is it my own imagination or my own idea? And the N is never jump to conclusions without proof. Never, N is for never jump to conclusions without any proof. Many a times what happens is when we get anxious, we also jump the gun. We'll keep concluding, abhi aisa hoga, then I will fail, then no one will marry me, then I will be all alone, then I will end my life. So we'll keep on jumping to these conclusions. Not in this way, not in this order. I just gave an example, but there can be many different ways of jumping to conclusions. I've also seen many patients or clients who feel anxious, they also keep reading others' mind. Like for example, someone is attending my session right now, I will say, this guy, he's wearing his spectacles, means he doesn't like my session, he's sleeping actually. दिख नहीं रहे, आग तो दिख नहीं रही, यौन भी कर रहा है, पता नहीं अभी क्या सच में मेरा अच्छा है लेक्चर की नहीं है. So we don't know that. Okay, sorry, I'll talk in English. We don't know that. Like looking at his glasses, I might think that he's just bored of this lecture and he just wants to avoid, but he can't just leave. So what I'm doing here is I'm jumping to random conclusions. But I can directly ask someone that, hey Ayushi, I can see you wearing your spectacles. Are you sleepy? Like, are you not enjoying this lecture? Ayushi, please give me a feedback. Something like that. Ask the person rather than concluding. Asking is so easy, but we don't do it. And then what happens? We create a whole world of our imaginations and we keep suffering that. We keep suffering. And then we say, see, my world is so bad. But who created these imaginations? Again, guys, this is not easy, but we all are going to live a more aware life. This is a promise we are going to make today to all of us. And we all will check on each other. Are you living an aware life or are you living a very dull life? Yes. So this is this, so catch your negative thinking patterns. A is analyze your negative thoughts. N is never jump to conclusions without proof. Okay, so we have done we can. Okay, we can. Now what is manage? Manage here is the M. The M stands here for make a worry time in your schedule. M stands for make a worry time in your schedule. Now this is very important, because in anxiety what happens, we go into our own zone of overthinking that never stops. At night also we are thinking, overthinking. Morning also we are overthinking. In the bathroom also we are overthinking. So we think a lot. But the problem is, this thinking doesn't what you say provide any results, because it is random worry, right? So that's why you have to make a worry time in your schedule. Tell yourself that only half an hour I'm going to worry every day about everything, about world, about government, about my parents, about my family, about myself, about my husband, about my child, everything. All worry summed up into half an hour, right? Or maximum 40 minutes, not more than that. And put a timer. That worry timer also you should put. Ki beyond that I'm not going to go. Why we are doing this is, we are creating a habit for our mind that, boss, you should take instructions from me. Don't give me instructions. What happens with all of us is, our mind only is playing the boss. The mind only instructs us. Asira, do this. Asira, do that. Then I'm doing that. But we have to instruct our mind. Why we are, we it's like, we are abiding by what our mind is saying. No, it should be ulta. We should tell our mind what the mind needs to do. Do you understand this? Will you like a robot? I'm telling you this. Will you like a robot who doesn't take instructions from you, but he instructs you to do what to do? Will you like a life if I have the remote control of your life? I'll click and something happens to you guys. We will be crazy. But such a thing is happening with our mind also. We are taking, instructions from the mind, and we are suffering our own mind a lot, right? So this is very, very important, that make a worry time. Now the next one, M, is done. Now the A is accept your life with shades of gray. Accept your life with shades of gray. Now you would tell me, Asira, what you have started this 2:31 afternoon and you're telling me about shades of gray. Abhi to gray mein hi hai sab. Gray area mein to hai na corona. Like I'm in the gray area only, and I'm still suffering this corona pandemic, and we are all in the gray area. That's what is important here, to understand life holistically. We think life should always be colorful. My life should always be nice. As if you are like, you run the universe, you are saying this. My life should always be nice. And not you, all of us have this, that my life should always be good, my life should always be happy. How is that even possible? Yesterday I read it somewhere in a book, okay, that the planet is round, and the earth is spinning, and we are all walking straight, and we think that everything should happen, fall in place with us. No, that's not the way it is. Life is going to be difficult. It is going to obviously be joyful at some times, but there are also difficult moments, and they come with everyone, right? So remember this, that accept your life with all shades of gray. Colorful, joyful, happiness, sadness, grief, loss, everything is going to come to you also one day, right? So prepare yourself for this. Don't be under this illusion that something will happen only to the other person, not to me. That is not true. It might happen even with you. So accept it holistically. And when I say holistically accept it, I'm not saying don't cry or don't feel bad. No, feel all those emotions, because those are necessary. Feel, cry if you want to cry, but remember, don't make these imaginations in your head that only with you it is happening. It might not have happened with others right now, but it might happen later, or it might happen in other way. So I'm not saying don't cry, be strong. Sorry, boss, I'm not trying to say be strong, but we can at least try to make our mind strong. That's what only we are looking for, right? Again, someone mute, someone has not put it on mute, okay? So please do that. So accept life with shades of gray. That is very, very important. So M is make a worry time. A is accept life with shades of gray. N is very important here. N is never believe in someone's definition of you. See, we also define people because we are all, to be very honest, we all are judgmental in some or the other way. Right? We judge each other a lot. We judge ourselves also. We judge a single product also. 5 rupees you are investing in some product, that product also you will judge properly. Should I invest 5 rupees or not? What it will give me in return? Will it stay with me at least for 20 days? This 5 rupee, to it should work. I have invested, so it should give me some returns. So we all judge everything around us. But the problem here is, we believe in each other's opinions, And what happens then? We make that opinion into our identity. Don't do that. Obviously, you should take everyone's opinions into matter. If there is anything to grow from those opinions, please grow and get inspired. Even if there are critical opinions, if there is something to grow, grow. But if there is nothing to grow and it is mere something which is, not it's not going to help you, don't make it your definition and your identity and spoil your mind's climate. What happens is we take that opinion into the identity and then we spoil our own mind's climate. And we say why this person said this. But why will this person not say this? You know, the person said this because the person thinks that way. Take it only at an opinion level. Don't make it your definition. Now, see, all of you, you know, you all of you, we all go for one movie, one particular movie. And is it necessary that all of us will like that movie? So many of us, we all of us will have different opinions about the movie. Some of us might like, some of us might hate, some of us might be neutral about it. Now, that doesn't mean the movie is at fault. Our mind is such, our interpretation is such, right? So do not believe those interpretations to be your identity. Never do that. But don't be careless about listening to each other's opinions. I'm not telling you have to be indifferent and careless. If someone is giving some opinion or some feedback to it, take it in that spirit, grow, leave it. But you have to understand who you are. That is very, very important. Right? If you know that well, then you will not be troubled by someone else's opinion or definition of you. And let me tell you, even if it is a good opinion, it is not going to last, because I cannot make happy everyone every minute of the day. If I can make happy one person, if someone likes me because of what I do, someone may not like me for that very work that I'm doing. So remember something, this is also very important, right? So in the manage, we have talked about make a worry time, accept life with all its shades of gray. Then we also talked about never believe in someone's opinion of you. And the next A is act now. The next A is act now. Now, this is very important. You have to start acting right away. What happens in anxiety is we keep avoiding stuff. I will do it tomorrow. I will do it day after. We keep on postponing. And then what happens is, because we avoid and because we, keep on procrastinating, we never get anywhere, and we feel all the more miserable, and we feel all the more what you say, helpless, and we really we get more low. So you need to understand this very well, that you have to start acting now. Now you will ask me how to act. See, choose 3 productive activities that you would do in a day. Just 3 productive activities. And productive can be anything to you. Taking your dog for walk, or preparing some dish, writing, making if you are interested in artwork, doing some artwork, whatever that is productive for you. But don't make that productive counterproductive, okay? So don't keep watching Netflix, that is productive to me. No, you have to think neutrally about what is productive. So productive means what? Productive means something that will motivate you, that will make a shift in your feeling. You will feel a bit better, right? And it will also make you feel a bit confident. See, when you cook something, if you like cooking, and when you cook something, you will be like, you feel a bit, I did this today, even I was not feeling that well, but still I cooked for my family. So productive is 3 things. It will make you feel good, it should make you feel confident, and you should feel at least a bit better. That is productive. And 3 activities you have to choose. Purposely you have to do this. You know why? Because again we come to our mind. If we don't discipline our mind, I know discipline is a very, very negative connotation word. It has got a very, very negative understanding, but it's a good word. Discipline is like, you are making the mind listen to you. That is discipline. So if you do these 3 productive activities every day, your mind will start obeying you. He'll be like, "Nahi, this Asira is a taskmaster, huh? Every day, even if I'm not in the mood, she will kick me out of my bed and she will tell me, get up, take bath. So this taskmaster I'm scared of." Right? So you have to be a taskmaster for your mind. 3 productive activities. That is the A, act now. Okay. So that is very, very important. Now the G. The G here is golden moments of gratitude. Thank you, Simran, for acknowledging. So, G is golden moments of gratitude. Now, what is golden moments of gratitude? That even in our worst case scenarios in life, we all might be hit by something very, very difficult in our life, some or the other day. Even in those worst case scenarios, find at least something to be thankful for. At least something. And remember, it will be very difficult. Let me tell you, you will not be able to sometimes find that. But we have to create that vision. So many of our soldiers are dying on the border. So many things are happening. So many people are having adversities. But guys, they all have something to be thankful for. I told you about this family, right? The corona people, their entire family got infected. That guy himself is going and giving groceries to other patients, even in that dire situation. This is how we have to understand that we have to be thankful for some or the other thing. It will be very hard. Acknowledge your feelings. It will be very hard, but try to do it. Push yourself to be thankful for. So either in the morning or in the evening or whichever time that suits you, think of something today that I'm thankful for. Like I remember something that I really was thankful for in the past 2 3 days. I was a bit under the weather, and I got a student of mine messaged me asking, hi ma'am, how are you doing? I hope all is well with you. Just these words itself, I was thankful for it, that someone asked me how I'm doing. And guys, let me tell you, we have to do this now more often, asking each other how we are. Right, this is the most important thing. So golden moments of gratitude are finding your ways, or finding what you are thankful for. And let me tell you, we all are thankful for at least this Zoom meeting today, right? I'm hoping that yes will come, but we are at least helpful for having this kind of a session. Our Simran beating the blues, fantastic work they are doing, and all you guys together meeting me. So many people unknown, but yet this kind of a unity that I can sense in this group even right now is so positive. Right, and I'm thankful for it. So thank you guys for it. I'm doing that golden moment of gratitude. Right. So the G is golden moments of gratitude. So MANAG, and now the E here. The E here is explore yourself. That is very, very important. Explore yourself. Now, I know we all have heard this word explore yourself. Sometimes we might explode ourselves also, but might not explode. So, what is explore here is that you are more than what you are right now. This you should know. If you are a counselor, like I'm talking about me, just an example. If I'm a therapist right now, I should know in my mind that I'm more than therapist. Therapist is just one part of me. Don't make anything your identity. If you are a wife, for example, if I'm someone's wife, I should know that is something just part. It is not me. If I'm someone's sister, that is just a part. That is not me. So you have to explore yourself like this, right? Don't let any one aspect in life define you. If you do that, then we all really might suffer a lot. Because if I say my career is me, tomorrow my career just go down, and we can see so many people are losing their jobs. They're the best at their jobs, but yet they're losing it. But if I say that career is me, and if I lose my job suddenly, what will happen to me? I'll be in such a miserable state. So you have to explore yourself beyond finance, beyond work, beyond career, beyond relationships. Find out who you are. Find that fire within yourself. You might love to do volunteering, do that. You might love to donate, do that. Find something that is unique to you, and not just one thing. We are a surprise package. Sometimes when adversity hits you hard on your face, you might come up with capabilities that you don't even know you had. Right, so remember this. Find that fire within you. So explore yourself completely. So we can manage. We are done with the three aspects here. We can manage. And guys, let me tell you, don't think of me as someone who really knows stuff and I'm like, the rock star of my life. Everything is sorted for me. Sorry, because many people message me later saying that, Asira, I think you don't have any problem in your life. You are like, seriously, you are like cool. You have got everything sorted. Sorry, nothing is sorted in my life too. But we have to sort our mind. I have only decided that we have to sort the mind. External sorting, if we can do, we can do. If we cannot do, we don't know that. But we have to definitely sort this mess of mind. Okay, so we can manage. And the last two words that are we are remaining is it. So what is this it? Let us look at what is this I here is invest your time in planning than worrying. This I is invest your time in planning things than worrying about things. What happens when we are anxious is we go on a worry ride and we start enjoying that worry ride because nothing is there to do in the worry ride. It's like you're sitting on a rocking chair. Yesterday also I gave this example where we are sitting in a rocking chair and we are like, we enjoy that momentum, but it doesn't get you anywhere. That is how worry is. It won't get you anywhere. It will just make you feel good. I worried, today I really worried about so many things. But what was the result? Nothing. No result. So invest your time in planning means what? That prepare yourself to deal with worst cases in life. Okay, my job might go. Considering the condition today, my job might go. What I can do now? Think about what can I do rather than why this happened. I know this is again equally very hard. I know this because so many people who have gone through so many difficult situations, it is very difficult. This thought comes, why this happened? But try to substitute it with this other thought also. Now that this has happened, what I can do with it? How can I go beyond this? How can I manage this? I know it is difficult to manage, but how can I manage this? Can I think of some ideas to plan? Right? We have to build this kind of a thing. How can I manage it? And everything is anyway difficult only, right? Even managing our mind is going to be difficult, but with practice only it is going to be easy. So don't tell me after this session, email me and tell me, what you said was brilliant, but it is so difficult. I don't want to hear this. It is difficult, I know. Even I am finding it difficult to be very honest with you. I said I'm not able to do it all the time, but at least somewhere we can start. No, that is the only point here. Our mind will take us again there, again take it back on the track. We have to keep doing this. It is like you're training a small baby. Babies don't listen to you all the time, right? So take the mind as a baby. The baby is not going to listen to you, but you have to keep feeding. You have to keep talking nicely to the baby and get it on the track. Same thing here. So invest your time and energy in planning than worrying. That is the I here, right? And in this I will also tell you that not all of your plans are going to work, so keep on making different kinds of plans. And one plan though you should make for sure. Can I tell you which? Are you ready to listen? One plan you should definitely make for that plan to fail. Don't plan to succeed all the time. So if you go with this idea that I have made A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 backup plans I have. Asira, you don't know what my plans. 6 backup plans. But let me tell you, life is so strong and greater than you that all 6 plans can also go out of the door and out of the window sometimes. I'm not like scaring you guys, but I'm just telling you that prepare yourself to fail. And only then you can fly higher and higher. Then there is no fear, right? If you have prepared yourself to fail, what fear then? Again, this is all going to be difficult, but practice will make it easy, right? So this is very important. We have done invest your time and energy in planning than worrying. Now the last T. It's not tea time, but we have tea here. I know it's a very lame joke, but you guys can laugh. Okay. So this tea here is that you have to turn your life towards inspiration. Complete 360-degree turn you have to take and take it towards inspiration. And we know this, right? We switch on the TV and we have Corona all over, but we also have those Corona warriors who are inspired to fight daily, who inspire others, who inspire themselves, who inspire everyone. So we are going to turn our lives towards inspiration. Therefore, and what is this inspiration? That is not for me to answer. You have to find what is your inspiration, right? If you want to write blogs and inspire others by through your life's experiences, that is your inspiration. If you are a musician and if you want to play and inspire others, that is your inspiration. If you want to do social work, that is your inspiration. Community work, whatever, find your inspiration. And this inspiration, you know what how it will help you? It will help you to think beyond yourself. Otherwise, whole day we are only thinking about ourselves. What will happen to me? What will happen to my family? What will happen to my security, my safety? But can we just go a bit beyond self? Our all warriors, aren't they doing that? They're going beyond self, only risking their own life. So this is what, and not only our Corona warriors, our doctors, our soldiers, they're fighting there for us. right? They are moved by inspiration and not by fear. Let us all get moved by inspiration and not by fear. This is, we have to make a promise to ourselves. And let me tell you, this anxiety toolkit I've summed up in this We Can Manage It. But remember something, keep on reflecting on these, on this each skill here. The more you reflect, the better you will be able to apply it. And don't just reflect, we also have to apply it. So if any one of you gets back to me in a week's time and if you tell me, I did this, you said inspiration, I did something like this, I'll be more than happy to hear that feedback. So as I said, we all are in the same boat here. We all are really, really very, very tensed right now, in a tense situation, right? We all are humans. We all definitely have emotions. Never, never deny them. Don't minimize them, please. They are very, very valid. People who are suffering from anxiety, they have valid emotions. They feel it very, very difficult. They feel very, very uncomfortable. Acknowledge those feelings, but sort your mind. We have to concentrate on sorting mind here. Okay, so this is it, guys, and thank you, Simran. I think you always do this great job of summarizing things, and she has already put it on the chat. The We Can Manage It. I tried my best to in this 1 hour time to just give you some skills for anxiety. I hope you enjoyed our session. If you have any feedback, you can type on the chat. And guys, more than feedback, obviously feedback is definitely important for me, but also your questions you can ask me now, on the chat. Whatever question you have, I'll try as much as possible to answer those. Please even write your feedback if you have appreciated this session. And again, thank you. We have 89 participants, everyone. Some of my friends I can see, which is great to see that they attended. Okay. Okay, thank you, Janani. That's very sweet. Okay, you can also ask me questions. So one more thing I want to tell you that uh, is that on tomorrow I'm doing a Facebook live session on relationships. Facebook live, okay? It is not a Zoom live or something. Facebook live. So I will send you my Facebook and Instagram handle to join me tomorrow on Facebook at 4 p.m. Okay, I have a live session on relationships, just a half an hour short session, but you can connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. Person who messages is me only, so don't get scared. I'll be in touch. Can you share your card? I've already shared my card. Simran, have they got my? I think I did share, no? And if you have any suggestions for me how I can do this session more productively, please, even those suggestions are most welcome. I will appreciate your suggestions also. If you want any other sessions to be taken, let me know. Guys, and one more thing, I wanted to ask you. I'll answer those questions 2 3, I know that, but one more thing, Simran, can you also share them my workshop? I'm coming with a workshop on anxiety and depression. It's a proper workshop on 27th and 28th June. It is for 2.5 hours to 3 hours. uh, right, so Simran will send you a shot right now, a screenshot, or maybe whatever WhatsApp shot on the chat. Please do register for that workshop if anyone is interested. The cost of the workshop is only 400 rupees. For anxiety 400, for depression 400, so it is 800. If you are interested, do let me know. You can also see it on Insta. I've shared my Instagram handle, Atha Psychotherapy. Now to the questions here. Yes, Simran, I think they're doing a great job. They send a summary also, so which is highly appreciated. Thank you, Simran. They do that. They will also send it to you. How do you send that, Simran? Okay, I can't hear you. That's fine. Some questions I'm taking now here. 2 3 questions people have asked. Yesterday I was not able to attend. Yesterday was the same session, so don't worry about it. Online counseling session in remote area of Maharashtra. What is the question here? If you have opportunities for online counseling, I can definitely work and help. So I didn't understand the question. Thank you, thank you. Maybe we can have an interactive session. Yes, Sana, I would love to have that. But then you know what? So many people will talk at the same time. It might be very difficult. Okay, but I will think of that idea. Is anxiety making money? Can also be dealt like this. What is the question here? Is anxiety making money? Uh, Please clarify this question. I will answer. Okay. but please clarify. If you are anxious, diverting your mind is good option, or is it like suppression? Very good question. See, Anish, if you are anxious, first you have to, as I said, analyze your negative thoughts and then distract yourself. If you only use distraction, then it will be suppression only. Then some or the other time it will catch you. So rather than first distracting, you should first identify what are the negative thoughts and analyze them. Guys, I have not discussed all the steps to analyze negative thoughts because this is not like a workshop. But if you come for that anxiety workshop, you'll get some idea. And I think, Anish, you are coming for that workshop. So I think I will answer your question there in more detail also. It will help us to connect more. Yes, and I completely agree. But we have to just see how to do it. Instagram handle and Facebook handle I've sent. Okay, so please check that. Simran, have I sent it to everyone? I don't know whether everyone got it. Do we get a certificate for attending anxiety? Yes, yes. You get certificate for attending anxiety and depression workshop. Deep anxiety leads to depression and other emotional disturbances. See, this is a very good question, Rupali, but we can't say that anxiety always leads to depression, but they sometimes they are very comorbid, like they're connected to each other. So if you do not manage your anxiety well, then definitely it can contribute to depression. Same with depression. If you do not manage it well, it can go to anxiety, but we can't say that it will. Possibility is there, but there is no certainty like that. Having fear that I can't make money. Yes. This is one of the triggers also for anxiety, that I'm not able to make the money that I used to make before, maybe before the lockdown. Yes, this can be one of the triggers which needs to actually what you say, looked at. See, many a times what happens is people who have this, that I can't make money, as a trigger. I have 2-3 clients also who are actually in a financial loss right now. But see, again, what are your negative thoughts? I can't make the money that I used to make, therefore I'm a failure. Now that is something that you need to check that thought. Or I will never be able to make money. Again, that's a negative thought. Okay, so that you have to address. Can you elaborate more on about turning your life towards inspiration? See, turning your life towards inspiration, as I said, you have to find your own inspiration here. Means something that you, something, when you do that particular activity, you feel very content and satisfied within. It may not give you any returns, it may not give you any rewards, but you still feel satisfied. What is that kind of an activity? Like this, many people are going out and working for patients, etc. The patients are not actually not even in touch with those workers, but still they are working, because that might be giving them inspiration. So inspiration is anything that makes you feel satisfied, that makes you feel content, and that makes you serve more towards society. Okay, and you have to find your own definition of inspiration, by the way. Are you a psychologist? Yes, I am a psychologist. I've done my master's in clinical psychology, and later I did my specialization in cognitive behavior therapy and rational emotive behavior therapy. I'm a certified practitioner of CBT and REBT therapies. When a friend talks to you about their anxiety, can we share this toolkit? Yes, you can share this toolkit with your friends, but tell them, do not use this as a treatment pattern, as a treatment module. If they're finding it very, very difficult, okay, and if they're having lot of what you say, if their anxiety is troubling them to manage their daily schedule, to manage their relationships, and to manage their work, they have to get help, they have to seek help. Then you cannot just work on this anxiety toolkit, because there's so much more to anxiety than what I shared today. So don't use this as a, this is a treatment approach, please give everyone. No, you can just talk about it. Awareness you can create, all of you can create awareness, but don't make that awareness into counselor. Don't call yourself counselor on the basis of that awareness. Okay, it's very important. Facebook handle again I have to send. Okay, Simran, do you have it? Can you send? What are few physical symptoms you feel during anxiety? Good question. The physical symptoms are palpitations, obviously heart racing. You have some changes in your skin responses. Other physical sensations are also sweating, chest discomfort. There could also be pain in the head, right? Chest discomfort is also very, very common. Some people might also feel weak, and there are many more physical symptoms. Okay, how to overcome them is, see, the moment you change your thought process, your physiology is also going to change. So I've already given you a simple step to change your thought process, but if you want to know more, please join the workshop or take a session. See, I don't know, yesterday someone asked me, should I take a therapy session only when I am miserable? No, you should not. You should take a therapy session before you get miserable. So everyone should take therapy in their life, whether it is 3 sessions, 4 sessions. I know it might be a bit costly, but guys, we spend money on Starbucks, on movies, and so many things. We can spend money on therapy also. Sometimes you can save more for therapy. So I would suggest everyone should take therapy session at least 3 to 4 sessions to understand their mind well. Don't only come when you are on high alert. Come before only, no. Last year I was diagnosed with mild depression. Do you think attending the depression see, it will help you to gain insight, but for treatment you should seek therapy, therapy sessions. And you can contact me also on therapy sessions. I've shared my email address, right? So that is also will work, but don't rely on workshop for managing your depression. For that you should then seek proper therapy. Anxiety and depression are interconnected. Yes, they are very much interconnected, but they can even exist separately at times. I have a strong self-downing and self-doubting way of thinking. How do I deal with it? I know there's no proof, but still motivated, not motivated to change. You have to start acting in ways where you will acknowledge yourself. Simple step, if I tell you, start doing something that will help you feel confident initially. That will help you feel confident, or that will help you to build your self-love. Okay, I will give you just this easiest trick or technique, but there is more to understanding your self doubting. Okay, so 2 3 therapy sessions will really help you, Sarah, if you are interested. See, if you guys are asking me a lot of technical questions like how to help a person with anxiety who's having a panic attack and all that. See, remember, if you need answers for those questions, one is you should tell those individuals to seek proper help through a psychiatrist and through a psychotherapist. One side. Second, if you want to know, you can attend the workshop. Okay. Third, if you are a practitioner, you are already a mental health professional, and you want to get what you say advanced skills, then wait for the trainings that are going to come up, because itna 5 minutes I can't actually answer these very very important questions. Can you give audio video counseling? Yes, I have my a few sessions on Skype. You can contact me there. I have given you my email address, so that would be sufficient. Sometimes I know I'm anxious, my knees get weak, but just after some minutes I do self talk and I'm fine. But sometimes I slutter too much, mostly during a yes. Shivani, it's very brave of you to share this. It's true, stuttering is a symptom of anxiety. Stuttering and stammering, that can happen as a sign of anxiety. So how can you handle this is keep on working on your negative thoughts. That will really help you. And if you're having really if you really want to handle this properly, you should take therapy. Guys, it's not that I'm marketing myself here, sitting that take therapy, but I'm telling you, it is very essential to take therapy before you are miserable. See, because I was into psychology course, we anyway had training, and when I did my certification, CBT and REBT, anyway we had a lot of advanced training, and we ourselves had to do our own therapy. We had to go through our own self therapy and also take therapy sessions, because that is important, right? And I can only help you in a directed way. In a workshop I can address your personal uh, issues, right? Where have you done your masters? I done my masters from SNDT, Maniben Nanavati. I did my masters from there, and then super specialization I did from USA, Albert Ellis Institute. Okay. Oh, Simran, thank you. You have shared those handles again. Therapy session may possible through Zoom. Yes, it is possible through Zoom too. Okay, private questions I will answer later. Okay. Career tips, guys, just do a proper masters. This is the basic tip I will give you. Don't do any distance courses on psychology. They are not helpful. Sorry to say this, they might be very, very good. I have nothing against those courses. But if you want to practice, please do a proper masters in counseling psychology or clinical psychology from affiliated to UGC. Okay. UG psychology courses to suggest, like, you can join so many other. You can just go Google it and see, right? Vivekanand, from where I did my graduation in psychology, Swami Vivekanand College is really like the best, at least for me. Obviously, I have my personal liking to it, but they have like amazing mentors. who will actually help you to go ahead in your life, and they help you with the application of psychology. So I really love that college. After masters in clinical psychology, what we can do, you can do a lot of things after masters in clinical psychology, right? I am planning to take one session for students, etc., for people who are pursuing careers. I will do that, then you can join, okay? Or else you can email me, then I will respond to you. So great, I have successfully answered at least some of your questions. I don't know whether all I could answer in a proper way, but this is great, Simran, isn't it? I think this is our conclusion on this workshop, Anxiety Toolkit. We had our first batch, second batch yesterday, and third batch today, and this is the conclusion. I'm so thankful to all of you for coming here, for giving me this opportunity, and for also listening to me so well, so intently. And do be in touch. And as I said, we all will keep inspiring each other like this. Please do keep for session for students. Okay, I will. Mahek, I will do that. Okay, Simran, let's do our protocol of taking a picture. Guys, everyone, please put your video on. And Simran, if you have anything to conclude, you can definitely.